Chandigarh's capital complex. At the stroke of midnight, 15th of August 1947, Pakistan and India became separate countries. After 200 years of rule by the British, more than 13 million people found themselves on the wrong side of the partition. Over 1 million died in the chaos of attacks and reprisals that ensued as Muslim families tried to get to Pakistan and Hindus to India. The northwestern state of Punjab was split down the middle, and the ancient capital Lahore went to Pakistan. Nehru, the Prime Minister of the new independent India, conceived a plan for a new capital of Indian Punjab. An urgent need for a place of administration was combined with a symbolic want for a modernist break from the tumultuous past of religious conflict, Mughal, and colonial rule. Nehru declared, "Let this be a new city, unfettered by the traditions of the past, a symbol of the nation's faith in the future." Nehru's new India was to be based on the three principles of democracy, science, and socialism. The job of building this city of the future would fall to Swiss-French modernist architect Le Corbusier. Corbusier's modernism was of futuristic designs linked to new methods of construction and technology. Bold geometric shapes eliminated unnecessary ornamentation, and he was passionate about new concepts such as open plan. He was famous for his referring to buildings as machines for living. Corbusier's modernism was utopian, an inspiration, but ultimately a flaw, as will later be explained. In a short period of a few weeks, Corbusier's team created Chandigarh, the new capital, an anthropomorphic grid nestled between two rivers on a plain at the base of the Himalayan foothills. The head, shown here in the upper centre in yellow, was the capital complex, comprising the main iconic buildings of democracy. The belly was the commercial district surrounded by the heart of educational and social institutions, parks for lungs, body for housing, all joined by arteries of roads. Work began in 1950. The Capitol complex consists of two large concrete buildings, the High Court and Assembly, facing each other across a vast 500-metre empty concrete plaza, the Esplanade. The third administrative building, the Secretariat, sits behind the Assembly. These buildings are accessed by similarly vast parking lots to their rear, leaving the Esplanade vacuous and barren. Terrorist threats from the 1980s have meant that much of the complex is barricaded to the public by barbed wire and security guards armed with machine guns. Not that the people would dwell in the barren exposed concrete plaza anyway. Corbusier's plaza for wandering just does not work in the harsh Indian sun, even if it were opened up from its security. Our critique of the Chandigarh capital complex is that its utopian modernism has failed. The iconic place of democracy lacks the essence of a modern democracy, the everyday people of Chandigarh. The fact that Corbusier's Esplanade was not explicitly explained or completed to his design surely warrants the possibility of change. Critical regionalism is a branch of modernism that would serve this space better by welcoming life to the site. Curtis's critical regionalism involves a more sensitive recognition of place than utopian modernism. A wave of Indian architects post-Corbusier used modern forms and technology with an awareness of local building materials, techniques, typologies, and social programs. The end result being an and Indian modernism appropriate to the culture and climate of India. The three main problems of the capital complex relate to the access by the people of Chandigarh. One, the distance from the life of the city. There's nothing there or close to attract people. Number two, the security, barbed wire fencing, security checkpoints, armed guards. Number three, the barren nature of the central esplanade. 500 metres of exposed concrete, no shade, in the harsh Punjabi sun. We have three ideas for interventions in the site, all using critical regionalist ideas, inform and program to improve access and habitation to the Chandigarh capital complex. We want to bring the everyday people back to the capital. The first idea, bringing a sporting academy to the capital complex, would involve people from all walks of life. A training facility for young boys and girls would enable the site to be used from morning till late night. The second idea is a new style community hub like the State Library of Queensland, which would become a 24-hour social space, not just a place for study. Free Wi-Fi, quiet spaces, kids spaces, event spaces, spaces for romance would be found, along with the more scholarly spaces. The third idea involves a network of shaded pathways and courtyards, allowing flexible use from festivals to markets, sport, picnicking, just relaxing. Non-commercial but social spaces for everyone. Enclosed open spaces, courtyards and shaded streets are typical local building forms used to combat the intense heat of the Punjab region. In conclusion, the Chandigarh capital complex, designed in the early 1950s by the utopian modernist Le Corbusier, was successful in inspiring new generations, new Indians. These Indian critical regionalist architects and designers offer inspiration to reinterpret the complex to one more relevant for today. The democratic centre of Chandigarh could truly become democratic.